Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned in to another edition of the Lockergnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. I just wrapped up another live video in the other YouTube channel, youtube.com/Chris Pirillo. After this, I'm going to do yet one more live video for everybody at youtube.com/Creator Advocate. That one is really more for people like me, like entrepreneurs and creators. I like giving advice. It's kind of what I do. I lay it down for every one of you to pick up. So I hope you're going to do that. It seems the morning crew for these live videos is stronger than the evening crew, so I'm just as inclined to continue to do these live broadcasts in the morning, however long they happen to be, largely dictated by you. The amount of activity we might see here in Discord chat, which you can join by heading over to patreon.com/Chris Pirillo or twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo. Links are in the video description, as well as other links that you should click on. But I would say that the length of the live video that we do is more dictated by super chats, like how frequent are they coming in, are they not coming in. It just shows me how much activity that we might be having from the general community, not just the question flow that we might get. If you haven't checked out the community tab now, I don't know how you get the notifications on your YouTube workflow, but yesterday I gained access to the community tab on YouTube, so now we can post updates. And so I posted a few updates across 3 different channels, because you have to have 10,000 followers or more on any given channel to be able to post those kinds of updates, but they should show up somehow in your regular feed. If not, you go over to a channel, like here's the Geek Family Fun channel, my channel, and I go over to community tab, and then there's an update right there. And at least 14 people saw it, because I got like 14 thumbs up, and then this animated GIF that I was able to post. So it's kind of like a mini kind of blog post. And I guess soon I will also have access to do like a Snapchat story or an Instagram story type of feature. Reels, I think is what YouTube's calling it. I don't have it yet, but did you see the GIF? It's a pretty fun one. I recorded it in Instagram. But anyway, I posted the same update across the channels, and then I think later today we're going to try to post a quote-unquote newsletter post to tell you, hey, here's everything that you may have missed today across the channels, some deals that we posted on deals.lockergnome.com, etc. Also, I have to give a huge shout-out to whoever sent this to me. I don't know which one of you did. I mentioned this in the live video that we just did at youtube.com/Chris Pirillo, talking about the best launcher for 2017, for Android, of course. Someone sent me the Yoda multicolor pen, which I adore. I absolutely love this. It may not have Vader on it, but I love it. It's Star Wars. It's replacing my old multicolor pen, but there was no name to provide credit for. But thank you, whoever sent this. This is now my go-to multicolor pen device, a gadget that it's mechanical, a gadget that I've been fascinated with for years. Ever since I was a kid, I love the idea of a multicolor pen. It's a really neat little thing. Love it! I love a pen! I'm not like in love with expensive pens. I think, isn't Chris Miller a fan of collecting pens? I'm not sure. Someone asked, anyone else in Canada getting their device unlocked for no charge tomorrow? What? I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Oh, Zach Brajawi! A name that popped onto my feed again late last night. I was out with the family doing some stocking stuffer shopping at a dollar store. I shop at the dollar store for a lot of that stuff, but we found a few things. Jedi is going to be getting a spaceship dollhouse, so it's a multi-tiered spaceship, and I found like super cheap balsa wood furniture that's not garish. You know, if it breaks, it breaks. It's only $1. Pretty neat stuff. Speaking of a dollar store, Canada, if you're in Canada and wishlist stuff, you know those 5-inch value figures that are out for Star Wars stuff? There's apparently a Canadian exclusive Death Trooper in the value series that can only be picked up at Canadian stores that sell the value troopers. They're like 4 POA, but keep your eye out for the Death Trooper. Please, the Death Trooper from Rogue One and Rebels is out, apparently, but only in Canada. That really angers me. I'm just going to move on like you didn't see that. Would you rather lose HD monitors or use an iPhone 10? Aw. I'd probably prefer to use an iPhone 10. That's really my feeling. I don't know. I don't know if I can make it without HD monitors, to the point where even when I was looking at those Razer laptops, the challenge I had was the sharpness of the text on the lower resolution displays. It would drive me nuts. It would drive me nuts. I can't. If it's not super sharp text, I'm just not interested. I'm not even sure if I think my old Surface doesn't have super sharp text, so maybe that's why I stopped using it. But I'm not going to get a new Surface, because why? Let's see here. What store in Canada? Chase the Ace? I'm not sure. The value figures, I think Liz got them somewhere, but they're out there. See, this is the thing that drives me nuts. This pen is only available in the UK. Like, Bic has a whole series of just UK stuff. You can get certain Star Wars things only in the UK. Certain Star Wars things only in Canada. Certain Star Wars things only overseas. I can't get all the Star Wars collectibles here. So if you live internationally, and yes, Canada is international, or in the UK, and you can get Star Wars stuff that I can't get, man, let me know. I can't put it on my wish list because I don't even know it exists half the time until someone else gets it. I'm like, how come I can't get that? Because I don't live near a store. Deuces says, my question from the earlier stream, would you agree the recent jump in phone prices has made people become more software conscious as opposed to hardware conscious? It was a great question. It was an amazing question. I'm glad we were able to table it. I want people to be more software conscious. I want people to recognize that software is as important as hardware, if not more important than hardware. Good software is everything. And that's something that, I've believed in for a number of years. If the software is not written well, a great piece of hardware is going to be a lackluster experience. It's been that way from the beginning of time. So now that we've kind of reached peak hardware, in terms of every piece of hardware seems to look the same, have the same specs, it all comes down to the software experience. Like the Essential phone. I'm waiting to be able to do an OTA update to the Android beta if they ever release that for Essential, because I feel that the screen suffers from certain performance issues. And I feel now that it would be difficult for me to move from OLED to LED. That's the kind of difference I'm now seeing and now accustomed to with the Pixel 2 XL compared to the iPhone 10. Or, I'm sorry, the iPhone 8 Plus. I don't think that would be enough to move me to an iPhone 10. I think there are certain UX issues. In fact, I have seen more than one video pop into my feed of people who once loved the iPhone and switched to the iPhone 10 saying that they're not going to use it anymore. They're done with the iPhone 10. Quite a few people have got buyer's remorse for the iPhone 10. Some people have had buyer's remorse specifically for the Pixel 2 XL. I'm still waiting to get the response that I need for the Pixel 2 XL, it being a part of an RMA system that Google has not responded to yet, and that kind of upsets me because I'm like, what's going on? Like, Google, where's my money? Where's my money, Google? I don't know if Google's going to give me back my money for sending all the devices back. They haven't yet. I'm like, I better not be on the hook for that stuff because I reported everything. I explained everything, and they took it. They did the RMAs. But they're holding on to my money. Where's my money, Google? Where's my money? It's going to turn me into Stewie Griffin. Are you being challenged? No, Zach, you're not being challenged. Unless you are. Top that, Zach, says Marble Dash. Uh-oh. We got a super chat battle brewing. Marble Dash is kicking it up a notch. Kicking it up a notch. So, Tony Uden says, Chris, the Surface is a 2K screen. Oh, it is? Oh. Well, is my old one? I have like a 2 or a 3. I can't remember which. It's been so long since I've even touched it. 6 months. Okay, well, if it's a 2K screen, then I guess I haven't had any issues. Unless you run old apps. I was forced to run an old app once on the Surface, and it looked horrible because the screen, the text was anti-aliased, and it looked muddy. It looked horrible compared to the sharpness. So maybe it was perfectly sharp. Fair enough. Let's see here. I'm actually headed to England tomorrow for a business trip. I could pick up some UK exclusive Star Wars stuff and ship to you while I'm there if you'd like. Charlie, that would be amazing. I am serious. I just don't know. I don't know what it is. That's the problem, is I don't know what it's exclusive. Tesco, I guess, is a store that sometimes has exclusives. You'd really have to know what is exclusive and what's not exclusive to know what would be good to pick up in the UK and what isn't. And I just don't have a definitive list. I just see what floats into my feed. It's maddening. Some Star Wars collectibles that look amazing. Star Wars unique products that you can only get overseas. I've, found them, but at jacked up rates, like insanely jacked up rates. Like some Christmas stuff, Star Wars Christmas stuff, not available here. Only available there. These pens, you can't get these in U.S. stores. So now I'm very happy to have a Yoda clicker. Don't yet have the Darth Vader clicker. There's a few different pens, but these are just one aspect. Oops. Whoa. I spilled my espresso there, but nothing spilled out because I had finished most of it. That's right. I'm enjoying an espresso today. I'm not going to wag my pen box at you. Oh, hang on. What did it say? Google takes about 14 business days to send a refund. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully they do. Get on it, Google. It's been at least a week. Would you rather forget Star Wars ever existed, asks Zach Brajawi in this super chat, or forget how to type? Oh, man. Zach, these super chats, you're on point today. Would I rather forget Star Wars ever existed, or forget how to type? I'd rather forget how to type. I could pick that up again. I could pick it up again. Yeah. I would not want to... Star Wars is a part, of my childhood and growing up and that love and appreciation of a fandom. This is a keyboard. I just voice dictate everything. Demodar Kenny asks, Chris, your view on VPNs, any recommendations? Yes, my recommendation is yes, use one. 1, 2, never connect to public access points. Ever. Unless you're going through a VPN. And I think Google has a feature on Android that enforces that. They call it, give me a second, let me launch the feature. And if anybody knows in Discord chat, feel free to type it. In fact, on Google Fi, that you're automatically connected to a VPN on mobile Wi-Fi. Oops. That's not what I meant. Wi-Fi preferences. Connect to open networks. Yeah. Connect to open networks. Automatically connect to high-quality public networks. But I think when you do that, and someone can confirm this, when you do that, you automatically go through a VPN. I don't want to talk about it because I'm not sure, but there's a little key with a G in it. And I think that allows you to effectively save mobile data. But that's built into Android, at least Android 8.1 Beta 2. And I think that's the feature, connect to open networks, which is off by default. So don't do it. Don't connect to a Wi-Fi network without going through a VPN. Don't ever do that. In terms of my recommendations, my number one recommendation for you is head over to deals.lockergnome.com. We have VPN specials all the time, so we can save you money and keep you safe. Yeah, you like that? You like that, Demodar? See, look at that! Listen, I couldn't even see that effectively, and I could see it. What currency is that? That looks cool. Zach's like me when it comes to those symbols. It's a pretty wild symbol there. Oh, there we go. Tesco. So do I have to build a Tesco shopping... Do I have to build a UK shopping list? I wouldn't know where to begin. I usually just eat... I see something on my social feed. I'm like, I want that! Where did you get that? Oh, well, I just went down to the store in the UK. I went to the store in Canada. Cheapy stuff, like a buck or two or a pound or two. Nothing. It's not worth much. But to get it overseas, they automatically add $20 because they know I can't get it. That's 40 Harry Potters. That's funny. Question in my next message. Fair enough. Jonky, thank you for the super chat. Can you shed some light on the economics of carrier-exclusive smartphones? It makes me mad that Samsung Galaxy S8 Active is not available in Finland and EU. Can it really be worth it for Samsung? So, it's maddening, but carriers, to me, in my view, I think the way that a lot of this is handled is disingenuous. I think it's wrong. I think it's consumer hostile. I don't think that the way it's handled, at least in the States, is the way it should be handled. I believe that just like, okay, you buy a piece of hardware, you can connect it to the internet, right? That's the way it should work. I think that's how it should work with mobile data too. Personally. But it doesn't. And in terms of those exclusives, carriers want that because they know that you want the phone. But in order to get that phone, you got to go through that carrier. That was the big boon for AT&T back in the day with the iPhone. Yeah, it was a huge driver. I don't know if it's as much a driver as it could be or should be anymore. I mean, a lot of these phones are, for the most part, the same. But, the carriers want those exclusives because they're looking for a value add to their to what they have to offer. I would argue that the service that a carrier provides is far more important than the devices that it supports. That's my position. If you feel differently, you may work for a carrier. I don't know. But I guess to me, the phone is never the most valuable part of that network at all. It's the customer service. It's the value of the service in the network. The bonuses or the benefits of being on the network. The cost. Through and through. So, to me, it may not be worth it for Samsung. I think it's worth it more for the carrier itself. And maybe they've worked out a deal where, much like with the Google Pixel 2 XL or the Pixel 2, Verizon is the official carrier, not the only carrier that you could use the Pixel 2 XL on. So Verizon wanted to lock it in because they promised Google, we'll give you promotion. We'll give you tons of promotion over the holiday season. I don't think that promotion, I don't know how much they spent. I don't think that promotion is worth a fraction of what they paid. I don't think that's going to move mountains. I think Google made a massive mistake by going with Verizon as an exclusive provider, but I would say that, just to be flat out honest, because I've worked with Verizon before, I've worked with carriers before, a variety of carriers. They are characters. But to me, I think Google made a mistake. Because I think that hindered the engagement possibilities and confused and muddied the communication around what the Pixel 2 could provide, 2 and the 2 XL. Not that I think it was giving itself any favors by producing what it did. Because I still think that the hardware was unfortunately what it is with the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL. That is not perfect. I think they lost a lot of velocity. On one hand, you can experience Star Wars all over again as an innocent child. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You know what I should start doing? I realized this. So the Wookiees for Life Day, they drop off something in Jedi's little stocking. I think I'm going to start taking pictures. On the 8th day of Life Day, that sounds odd. The Life Day holiday season, every day a trader and the Wookiees fly by and drop something into Jedi's stocking. And, I'd like coloring books or something. I don't know if I've really done candy, though. We've been trying to minimize that. She gets a lot of that to begin with. But today she gets little presents, like dollhouse gifts, because she got this little this holiday tree that lights up. It's battery powered. Philips did a horrible job with it. It's neat that it's portable, but Philips, its name synonymous with electronics and lighting. They have the standalone tree, but it's got this tether and this gigantic battery pack. I'm like, why not make the batteries insert inside of the tree? What engineering doofus developed this? I spent money on this. Granted, it was on sale, like 20% off. But she was pretending to play with her figures. She was pretending that one of the figures was a tree. So Diana says, go get a little doll tree, a little small tree. And I did. So now her figurines are going to have gifts. Very cool. Google Auto VPN is disabled because it prevents you from streaming Netflix and Hulu. Okay, fair enough. Tesco is like our Walmart. Oh, fair enough. Sparkplug. Michael, okay, here's the thing. Michael, if you're in the UK, you gotta take some pictures of this stuff. When you see something, here's what you gotta do, guys. I'm just telling you, please, for my sake, if you live in the States, or you live in the UK, or you live in Canada, and you see anything Star Wars, take a picture of it. It takes you 5 seconds. Because I may be looking for it, and I may not be able to get it outright. There you go, Zach. Your first. I haven't been using outright lately because I've been holding off to all my outrights because I knew that's Zach's special word. It's what he's getting for Christmas. Shh, don't tell him. What are your thoughts on Daisy Ridley announcing she's done with Star Wars after Episode 9? Deuce's Wildbed is an amazing question. Thank you for bringing it up. I know we've got a couple super chats, so I do have to keep scrolling. Sorry, 40-year anniversary personalized leather wallet. Can't have it. Leather. I'm vegan, so I'm trying to minimize leather from my life. Still looking for a good pair of shoes. Thoughts on BlackBerry? Give them up, man. Sorry. I had to get to the super chat, too. But, what was I going to say? What was I just saying? Oh, I've lost my train of thought. Oh, come on, people. This is very important. Oh, take a picture. Tag me on Twitter. At Chris Pirillo, tag me on, at Star Wars Radar. I'll also see it. Oh, Daisy Ridley, thank you. So I read this article. I feel very strongly about it. I think she's right. I think she's accurate. I think she's played the character through and through. She doesn't want it to define her career. And it may. It's launched her career, certainly. Or I would argue it has. But being typecast, I think, is dangerous, and being seen as just that character is very dangerous. She's seen the problems that Mark Hamill ran into. She's probably given advice from Carrie Fisher. A lot of the Star Wars, mainstays. And I think that's important. I think it's important for us to be able to move on too, and to see Daisy as an actress, or John, let's say Boyega as an actor, differently. Not just locked into that character that we love. And I think she was right. And I will say this because I guess I kind of understand it to an insanely smaller degree. As much as I wish I was a part of Star Wars fandom in a large way, or a small way even, in terms of a film or a feature, if only to have an action figure made of me or from me. But here, now that I mentioned that, let me do this. Hopefully I can get this guy back up to where he was. I do have the Chris Pirillo Darth Vader thing. I was pausing long so that Liz could either take a screenshot or remember the timestamp and come back and take a screenshot for today's thumbnail. I did TechTV, as many people remember. A lot of people remind me of this, regularly. It seems like on a weekly basis, someone says, "Hey, remember this?" and then they link me off to the one of the blooper videos that happened with the Helpathon. And I'm just going to put on my glasses, by the way. Oops. I don't want to roll over them. I don't feel I was typecast, but a lot of people can't let go of a time in my life that happened over 10 years ago. That didn't define me. I was defining myself before TechTV happened. I loved the experience. Honestly, if given the same type of opportunity, I'd do it again. Yeah, I would. I enjoyed the time. I've never had a problem sharing advice with people. This is one of the reasons I still love doing live shows. I got the job because I knew what I knew. I didn't get the job because of any other reason. I had a great degree of experience. I was able to, pull advice out of thin air, live in real time. I had a skill set that lent itself well to being on camera. I have somewhat of a personality. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Either way, I have a personality that I'm not afraid to show and share. I know, or I knew what I knew to be able to do the job, even if I didn't have the job. So some people have just locked me into that, which is maddening. It's frustrating because you loved that time in my life. I'm ready to move on. I've moved on. Let's all move on together. Let's move on from that idea, because TechTV is never returning. Ever. As much as I wanted to effectively launch a TechTV again in an online capacity, it's not going to happen. As much as I would love to do that, it's not going to happen. I don't have the resources. Not that I didn't try, not that I didn't want to. It's that time it's come and gone, and it's sad because I know a lot of people would benefit from that. Not people like you, but the others, and that has been a frustration of mine, because I always feel that the people who would benefit most from my advice are not the people who necessarily support me on a regular basis. Not you, not the geeks and the nerds and the people who love technology. It's the people who don't love technology and have to put up with it, who I think are going to value my advice more. They're more the audience. You may be a core part of the community, but they're the audience. They're the intended audience. So when I sit here and talk about the Android launchers, right? The geeks are going to, this Android launcher, that. The average person is the one I'm trying to communicate to. The average person. The person who doesn't, see technology as a destination, but an enabler. They have to deal with technology. So that was always my role at TechTV. That was always my role as a business owner before I got to TechTV. I was doing Lockergnome for 5 years before Tech. I had 200,000 subscribers to an email newsletter before I got to TechTV. TechTV did not launch my career. But it defined it for a great many people because I wasn't on their radar. But years later, it's maddening when I see someone say, you know, do you remember? I'm like, yes, I remember. I live that moment. And people won't let it go. And but here's the thing. I appreciate that you remember. I would appreciate it more if and when you rediscover me because I didn't die. You know, don't wait until I'm dead to post a tweet and say, rip Chris Pirillo. You know, I hated him on Tech TV, but, you know, he always told the truth. Don't wait until I'm gone. You know, appreciate me now while I'm here. Just like I say in every video, I appreciate you. So the thing that frustrates me is that it was a flash in the pan in terms of my 20-year career, but people just say, I remember you 10 years ago. I'm like, why not remember me for the things that I'm doing now? Why not remember me from the things that I've been doing since Tech TV? Since I was on your radar. It's not that I stopped doing anything. It's just, it's maddening to me because that's not the only aspect of me. That's not the only Chris Pirillo who exists. Chris Pirillo just doesn't exist in this live video in this one topic. That was just one thing that defined me. One thing. Other things define me. And so Daisy, when she said that she's ready, I understand what she's saying. She appreciates it. So I appreciate it too. I appreciate it. I'm very grateful for it. Very grateful. It was the right decision to make. I appreciate that you loved that time. But it's time to kind of move on. We need to move on from where we're at today. Tech TV lives on in your heart. It lives on in my past. It lives on in my memory. But how I see it is different from how you see it. And Daisy's going to find herself in the same situation, and it's going to be frustrating because that one moment, that one moment of a blooper, right? That happened one day in my career. It lives on in infamy, which I'm grateful for. But it's not. That's not me. So when I sit here and geek out and say it's Star Wars this and Star Wars that, some people are like, but that exists outside the box of Tech TV. Hang on, let me check. Does anything here say Tech TV? No, it says Geek Talk, Nerd Talk, Tech Talk, topics that I want to talk about, topics that the community wants to talk. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, I need that. Sorry. Oh man, there's the life day definition. Sorry, I need to. I didn't realize Discord was locked. But hopefully I'm making some amount of sense. You know, my life has been more than one day, people. My life has been more than 2 years. Thank you to those who recognize that. Thank you to those who see that Chris Pirillo exists independent of his career, you know, as a television host. I've moved on. A lot of people have moved on. We can appreciate it in the past. But if you can't accept me for who I am, that's your shortcoming, not mine. If you can't accept that it's not happening again, that's your shortcoming, not mine. If you can't accept that I'm not defined by how you've defined me or how that role has defined me, it's your shortcoming, not mine. And it's difficult to say this to people because it may hurt your feelings. But it's the truth. It's maddening when I see that. Because, like, hey, do you remember I remember Tech TV? Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Do you remember the time? Yes, I remember the time. I get it. I get it. And you hear it enough times, and it's just like, again and again and again. I get it. I get it. Thank you. But I'm doing other things. I've been doing other things. I get it. Daisy's going to run into problems, as have others. Carl B comes in with a super chat. Joined late. Something was different. No glasses. You have to rewind the video. Somebody needs to get an animated GIF of that. I always say that, and no one ever GIFs it. I may have to. Oh, that I think was frozen on the chat there for a brief bit when I forgot to scroll. Restless in peace. Yeah, that's me. It will be. What color did Chris dye his hair? I've dyed my hair many times. Red and blue, red, white, and blue. I've done a lot of colors. I've stripped it. It's been years since I've done that. I think it would throw Jedi off. But I'd do it again. I would. I liked it. No, I've always done it. Remember? Yeah, exactly. If I ever run into Chris in real life, first thing I'm going to do is ask him, hey, weren't you on Tech TV? Man, it's just like, I feel good that they remember me, but I'm like, but I've done so many other things. Hey, didn't you used to be Chris Pirillo? And wait until that happens to you. Just wait. That's fun. Zach Brajawi comes in with super chat from Canada. Would you rather delete your entire YouTube channel altogether, or get your own real-life lightsaber, or eat meat for the rest of your life and gain 100 pounds? Wait. Oh, come on, dude. I guess I'd rather I'm never eating meat again. I'm never eating meat again. You know, this is something I feel strongly about. In fact, Mike the Vegan posted an amazing rebuttal to the top 10 vegan myths video that I've been subject to. Like, oh, the producers of quinoa, you know, can't even buy their own quinoa. That's a myth. It's now been debunked because that's been thrown at me, and I'm like, wait a minute. Or like, the vegans are eating all the avocados. I'm like, no, anybody can eat an avocado. You don't have to be vegan to eat an avocado. Like, there's so many horrible myths that surround veganism or not ingesting animal products. I'm still in the process of eliminating animal products from my life in terms of non-edible stuffs. But I couldn't make that decision. I'm done eating meat for my own health, for my carbon footprint, for the safety of fellow living creatures. You know, I've seen one too many videos that are just gut wrenching in terms of what I've been a part of that I'm just not willing to be a part of again. I don't see them as meat. I see them as living creatures that I would love and appreciate and want to help if I saw them hurt. So why would I, with cognitive dissonance, yeah, it's easy to disconnect. You know, you go to the grocery store and your raw, rotting flesh is packaged in plastic and styrofoam, and you're disconnected from the process of killing. But there's a reason why people go through a PTSD, you know, if they have to deal with slaughtering animals on a regular basis. I mean, this is just not, no, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Health issues notwithstanding, I couldn't do it. Tony Yoon says, question 526, would you rather eat corn or bacon? Oh, God bless America. Why you gotta do this to me? I don't know if I could stomach either one of them now. I know I would. I guarantee I'd throw up with corn. Gag inducing. The texture, the smell, the taste, everything about corn. Not corn chips. I love corn chips. So I'd rather eat corn chips. Haha! I found a way around your logic. I found you through your Windows 8 videos in 2012. Must say, though, probably the funniest video I've seen on YouTube when you were on TechTV interviewing a guy who smashed the product. I cried with laughter. Yes. That's one of the videos that someone tells me about, someone reminds me about every week. I honestly, it's very difficult to reply, you know. I don't retweet, I don't reply to a lot of that stuff. Oh, yeah, I think I'd rather starve than eat either one of those. Oh, that's for sure. Carl B comes in with another super chat. Would you rather be a droid or a Sith? I'd probably go for droid. I'd go for droid. Disconnected from feelings, and you know, innocuous, plucky, potentially, helpful, certainly, by design. I think I'd rather be a droid. Color me a fan of that kind of AI, if you could consider a droid well within that realm of AI. Let's see here. Chris, what are you going to do with the iPhone 10 funds? Oh, Chase the Ace. I mentioned this. I've talked about it over. I set the stage from the very beginning, the absolute very, 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 very beginning, and that's exactly what I've done or will do. The funds haven't even. It'll be 2 months before the funds even clear. So that's exactly the answer. Oh yeah, as Liz mentioned, I did mention in the video as well. Let's see here. Oh, are we getting into a debate about veganism now in Discord? Oh boy. Sorry, I'm reading the Discord chat. Or not Discord chat. I was reading YouTube chat. That's a problem. Sometimes you guys get into it. You guys and gals get into it, and then I'm like, wait, what? And I want to jump in, but I can't because I'm doing a live video for you, with you. Tony Yoon comes in with another super chat. Issue with avocados is not that vegans are eating all of them, but rather South American avocados ran by drug cartels, hence the name blood avocado. Well, then buy ethically sourced avocados. I tell that to anybody. Vegans are just a subset of that. Vegans aren't eating any more avocados than everybody else. When you see somebody eating an avocado, does your mind automatically go to, oh, it must be a vegan? Do I think, oh, must be a millennial? Especially if they're eating avocados with toast. You know, Vegetables are not a vegan thing. Vegetables are not a vegetarian thing. Everybody eats them. Vegans aren't eating any more of them. They're a subset of everybody. God, just think about it. Eat ethically sourced food. Demand ethically sourced food from your grocery stores. Buy local if you can. Don't buy those avocados, whether or not you're a vegan. Durr. Do I really, seriously, have to, use your brain! That's me shaking you. Use your brain, people! That's why you have it. Critical thinking. It's a thing. Check out for vegan shoes, says Neville Littlejohns. No, actually, Pozu has vegan shoes. I'm not going to buy one. They're terribly expensive. Pozu in general. I tweeted him, or I replied to him. Let's see if I can get their tweet here. I'll show you what they posted today. Give me a second. There we go. Oops. Let me open up the tweet. So this is a vegan sneaker. I don't know if they announced it or what, but it was just posted to the feed today. Oh, I'm locked portrait mode, but anyway, vegan kid shoes too. It's pretty neat, like a little NASCAR type of shoe. I'm not gonna buy one. I don't buy shoes like that. I wait until I can get the shoe on clearance or at the secondhand store. I don't buy clothes new. Minus exceptions. There are exceptions to the rule. Star Wars is an exception, but I only get it on sale. Like I went into Old Navy, I guess, has a current range of Star Wars shirts, and I got the large one. That was the only one that was on sale. Well, they were all on sale, but I'm not going to spend $10 on a shirt. A good one, maybe. But, I think I got the one I wore yesterday for, $5, $6? Something like that. Avocados 10 for $1. Well, there you go. But we buy avocados, as I've mentioned. Groceries, we get 90% of our groceries on manager special. Seriously, we very rarely buy something that's not on sale. We save so much. We have to save money. We have to be frugal. We ain't getting that many super chats. We don't have that many patrons. We don't have that many subs on Twitch. Hint, hint. You can help feed us. Seriously, you could. Every little bit helps. In fact, I mentioned this too. What was it? A couple of days ago. I guess I should keep mentioning this throughout the holiday season. For New Year's, we'll do a long live stream for New Year's Eve, a subservient Chris, where super chats, or even requests from the Discord chat will get you. We may have to just stick to super chats because a lot of people will be in Discord chat. My hope is to be able to drive. I got to check the numbers. But we've got maybe 100 people in chat. I want to see, that's the drive for that night is, yes, do super chats for subservient Chris, which you can do any day, by the way. You can do that in TLDR. Do it. Do a subservient Chris if you want. But specifically to drive to 200 people in Discord chat, either through subbing to me on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. I would like to double our number effectively on New Year's Eve. So that's going to be the focus. Because I'd like to see more patrons. I'd like to see more Discord chatters. And you could do that by being a patron or a Twitch sub. It's easy to do. And then, of course, you'd be there and you'd be a part of the live video experience. That would be the time. New Year's resolution. I am going to be a part of Discord chat. Tell yourself. Add it to a holiday wish list. Someone else. You can buy someone else a Twitch subscription. Did you know that? You could help someone else subscribe. You can. Your Twitch subscription could either be, the free one, which I don't recommend, or the $5, $10, and $25, I think, are the different tiers. It's really, really nice. It's really wonderful. Hashtag avocado fun. Thank you, Carl B. After the Google 30% split, yeah, I'd be lucky to get one avocado for $1.30. Don't buy new socks and underwear. Not on a regular basis, but I tell you this. I'm going to wear all my socks out before I get new ones. This one's going in the trash because it's got holes. This one, when they get holes, they're done. This one seems to be doing okay for now. But I need to get rid of all my white socks, and here's why. I can't really wear a lot of my black socks because they leave black fuzz everywhere. But the white socks, I got different versions over the years, so I've got mismatch. So I'm basically going to wear out all of my white socks and then just buy, new ones like when it's ready. I won't get them secondhand. In terms of underwear, until they blow out, they're good. Until they wear out. They are a bit loose on me. At this stage, they're not as tight as they used to be because I have, again, I've ballooned. My weight has gone up and down and up and down, for the past N years. But yeah, I mean, slowly but surely, after I accrue new ones, they fall to the wayside. But just FYI, you love the free sub. Yeah, I know, Mixology. It just doesn't, just so you know, I'm going to be transparent. The free sub is awesome on Twitch. But one, you have to remember to manually renew every month, and not everybody's going to do that. I admit that. So you're better off not having to mess with that. It caused some issues with Zach, I think. And I even left that as a pinned message. You'll lose access to Discord within like 2 or 3 days on the free sub. And you have to, if you don't manually renew and it doesn't synchronize in time. FYI. Moreover, Twitch also takes away 50% off the top of a $5 sub. When I only have, I think, there's a certain amount of subs. There's a threshold. Another reason why I want to try to run up the subs, because I would get a higher percentage. So the more subs, the more people sub to me on Twitch, the higher percentage of take that I get. Just FYI. So thank you if you are a sub. Patreon works differently, different splits. But thank you for being a patron. Thank you for being both. Some people are both, and I appreciate that as well. Because believe you me, I'd rather have you around than most people. Tony Yoon comes in with another super chat. Glad to support again because I disagreed with the iPhone 10 fund, to be honest. Well, it happens. I can't do everything, and I can't make everybody happy, and I can't, I can only do so much. And so I try. I do my best, and trust me, it's you have no idea how much my best is. My best is frustrated me. My best, the best I can do, because there's only so much I can do. Speaking of so much I can do, I think we're kind of approaching the end of the runway for TLDR. We'll maybe stop it right around 45 minutes or so, give or take. So you got about 3 minutes for any final super chats, any final comments, questions, smart remarks. Feel free to do that. Of course, we've got 14 days, 2 weeks then until we see The Last Jedi. 2 weeks. It's in my calendar, I think. Let me check. Oh, damn well better be in my calendar. 2 weeks? So it should be... I need it like gold starred or something. It's a happy thing. I'm ready. I'll be seeing it like back to back though. So those 2 days, I'll do a a reaction video, potentially live reaction video. If I'm mobile, hopefully maybe I wouldn't do it the live reaction. I won't do it live. I'll pre-record it in the car as I'm sitting there reacting. Ask Siri, charge my phone to 100%. I don't know. Okay, fine. Hey Siri, charge my phone to 100%. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Dude, I know you know my... Charge my phone to 100%. I'd like to, Chris, but I cannot. My apologies. What? I don't get it. Yeah, it won't be a review of the Star Wars movie. It'll be just a reaction. Seeing as you're a huge Star Wars fan, you ever play the MMO Star Wars: The Old Republic? Nope, never got into it. A lot of those games weren't compelling to me at the time, as much as they were Star Wars. They looked fun at a distance. I was just not really into them. I don't know if I get into them after the fact either. Like I said, maybe as Jedi gets older, she's going to pull me into a lot of that stuff, if it's interesting. That set off your phone? Okay, how's that possible? Because I know I have it set to recognize my voice. You've even seen it go off. Like, I've been just, talking and it goes off. I did that like a pre-recorded video. I was like, what the heck? It's nuts. Chris's review of TFA was actually longer than the movie itself. Yeah, it was, Tony. In fact, my review of... okay. So, I have the Star Wars Radar YouTube channel. I do. And I've been trying to do more video for it, although it's a little difficult when the engagement isn't there. Trying to back build it, has been somewhat of a challenge, and maybe I just got to get into doing weekly videos in that channel again. But for me, the review is probably going to go live in the Chris Pirillo channel. The reaction is probably going to go not so live in the Chris Pirillo channel. And I will mention in there, like, I know normally I publish my Star Wars stuff to the Star Wars Radar accounts, but this is an exception to the rule. Tony Yoon says, why don't you disable Hey Siri? I didn't. And I don't know why it's off. It's nutty. Speaking of nutty, I'm at the end of the stream. If you want to watch the next one, youtube.com/Chris, Chris/Chris Pirillo is where I did the earlier one. youtube.com/creator advocate. Today I'm going to be answering a question from Chirag Bagkar. He asked, how's my career changed now that I've become a father? And I think that's interesting to talk about from an entrepreneurial standpoint, from a business standpoint, from how my life, as personal life has revolved around my career and vice versa. So I'll be diving into that, youtube.com/creator advocate. Link is in the video description. Rhett is elsewhere. I thought that was funny. Another super chat from Carl B says, thanks, Chris. Great fun again. I concur. Once again, you guys have proven that the morning crew seems to be taking over these live broadcasts. The evening crew seems to have disappeared. So, yay, morning crew. I love you. I appreciate you. But at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. May the Force be with you.